But I like it. I do like your channel, man. Like I've seen a few of your videos, and I saw the interview you did with Smiles. I've had contact with so many of like the what you'd call industry plants. Like I've had contacts with like a lot of them actually. Like Kid Boo, I've had contact with him. I feel like Jumex is the one I've had like the most contact with.
Yeah. So, why is that? Just because like you got in contact with them, or is like were you signed to a label and they tried to put you beside these people, or?
No, I've never been signed to a label. I've always been independent. The first time I ever saw Jumex, I was like 14 because I'm only like 20
Hmm.
now. But yeah, first time I saw Jumex, I was like 14, so I was just like very interested in his aesthetic at the time because at the time I didn't know what industry plants were and all that stuff. I just kept seeing this guy with green hair on my YouTube. It just kept getting shoved down my throat, and I was like, okay, what is this? So I checked it out, and I didn't like the first song I heard, Trapped. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't like it. Then I heard Loner, and I was like, okay, that's not too bad. That's a little bit better. And then I just kind of like kept up, just pay attention. And then I added him on his personal Snapchat because we had like a mutual friend, and yeah, we just kind of like communicated
Hmm.
through all that and shit.
Yeah.
And then we started texting on Instagram about it, like doing a feature, and then he wanted like way too much, and he was being really weird about it, not wanting it on Spotify. And like, I was like, I don't know what's up with that, but probably some label shit that I'm unaware of.
Maybe that was like what, like 20. When did he blow up? Like 29. It was late in the SoundCloud wave. I remember it was like around 2019, wasn't it?
I really think so. I
Yeah.
believe so.
I wish that I could remember my perspective on it because I was like a little older, and I remember seeing him come out and being like, "Oh man, this is so corny." But I feel like it was marketed right for 14-year-olds at the time, so you're probably right in the base that would have he would have marketed it to. But so, were you making music before then, or was it kind of like you were inspired by guys like that?
So I like had just started making music and I just started paying attention to all that stuff more. Because before I was very out of the loop. I didn't care about none of that shit. Um, 'Cause when I was younger, I always wanted to be a rock star. That was always my thing. I was like, I want to learn to play guitar. I just always wanted to be like, 'cause I grew up listening to like, Metallica and like, just all the, basic shit that came out around that time with parents just, playing whatever's on the radio. So, yeah, no, I was very interested in like rock and roll. I always wanted to be a rock artist. And then I was like, no, that's just too hard. And I don't get along with like a band too well. Cause I started off in a rap group with two other people and we would just butt heads too much about like they wanted to go in this direction and not like they just want to keep being funny all the time. Like they just want to make funny silly music, and I wanted to make like really dark, edgy, twisted music. So like we just never, you know, got along with that kind of shit. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna go in my own little lane. And then I never wanted to be. You said you listened to a few of the songs, and I'm hoping that it stuck out to you. That I do try not to sound like anybody else. I really try. I really try to just go off the rails.
Yeah, you
And
definitely don't sound like anybody else. I was listening to it. I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. Like the beats, you got like the more kind of happy poppy beats mixed with like the kind of I would even yeah like I can't even describe it. What would you describe like, or could you even compare it to a different artist?
it's kind of hard. Like I always make a joke, and I kind of said this in an interview I did not that long ago. I said like I'm like Marilyn Manson if he decided to become a rapper. It's
Yeah.
like, I got like that dark, gravelly kind of tone. I got that weird shit. Like I'm used to be associated with like more like the horrorcore genre, but I've been trying to move away from that more recently. And I'm trying to go in a more like mainstream route, just because like I like mainstream stuff. I like dark stuff. I like to do a little bit of both. So I just try to, blend everything. It's kind of because I like to take the SoundCloud rappers and like the rock stuff that I like, and I just like to mesh it together.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's definitely seems to be working because like I've seen like the numbers are way up, and it's like what would you say was your first real breakthrough moment when you're making music?
So my biggest song that I have on my um, YouTube right now is at like 500,000,
Yeah.
and that was like my one of my bigger breakthroughs. And then it's funny too. It's not obviously I'm not on a huge level yet. I'm trying to get there,
Hmm.
but somebody went on a podcast and they were talking about me because I got like roped into some like controversy because I had a beef with another artist. Um, and they said something about like me being an industry plant, and I was like, "That's funny. I wish." Like
Yeah.
I'm like, I wish that like I've never heard anything from like no kind of labels. Like I had somebody reach out to me that was like kind of like a collective, and they like were interested like as me being one of their artists, but they wanted like such a high percentage of my shit, and I was like, nah, I'm cool. I was like, I like keeping 100%, so fuck off.
Yeah.
But I lost track there for a second.
You're talking about like your big song that blew up. You said it was on a
Okay,
podcast.
yeah. So like the big song that was kind of like my first big breakthrough, but I feel like I was blowing up on TikTok for a while, and I feel like that's where I got most of my success. But then my problem is I like to be controversial, and I like to say ridiculous things, and I like to be a little bit too edgy. So TikTok just deletes me all the
Oh,
time,
oh no.
constant. Yes. So I'm on my like sixth account right now, and I'm like, it's like I just and even then I got a video that's got 1.5 million views on there, so I've still managed to stay somewhat relevant on TikTok, but it's just hard because like that's kind of like why I'm trying to go to more mainstream route. Like I'm trying to stay true to myself,
Hmm.
but I'm also trying to play ball too because I need to get further. I can't just blackball myself like so early.
Yeah. So what was it like? What were you kind of posting on TikTok? Just your music, or was it like kind of gore stuff, or was it like you just saying controversial things, or
Like just me saying controversial things. Like I'd post videos literally just being like "fuck TikTok," and then they would silence the sounds and they'd take the videos down and shit.
damn?
And there was just videos of me like harming myself, but like it was like to be funny, like some jackass shit. And then there was like I'll do like stunts and shit to like get attention, like
Yeah.
me like flipping myself into like a brick wall or like jumping off of like absurdly high shit, and like I actually like sprained my wrist, and it still fucking hurts for me jumping down like it's like 3 stories of stairs. I just jumped down it and was just like fucking like yelling like stream my song, and then fucking like landed on my wrist and like just dumb shit like that. They're like your content's harmful and dangerous and shit like that, and so I was
Oh,
like whatever.
I
I was just trying
mean,
to.
it's working though, and I feel like it's hard to say because I feel like didn't Lil Darky get his TikTok deleted or something, and then that just like kind of blew him up because people were like, "Whoa, what's so crazy about this shit that it can't even be on TikTok?" So it kind of helps, but then you're kind of like, "Fuck, I worked on this for so long." You don't want to lose the account, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, because it does suck like when you have like momentum going. Because like there was one point where like I feel like I had like a lot of followers and I had a lot of like people that were like actually genuinely interested in what I was doing, and I was doing live videos and I was doing all that stuff, and people were really interested. And then you get deleted, and then you make another account, then you get deleted, and then you just lose momentum, and then it's like fuck. So now I'm trying to the point where I'm like, okay, okay, I gotta just play ball because I can't just keep gaining momentum and losing it. I gotta just gain momentum and gain more and gain more and gain more. I can't keep fucking around because I'm just like I'm pushing back too hard. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, I guess I just gotta fucking learn my place.
Yeah, you've done the you've done the work with like to get the attention. Now you just got to keep building up. But yeah, I get what you mean. It's hard because you don't want to censor yourself, and then it's crazy they deleted you just for like saying fuck TikTok. Like that's some authoritarian shit on there. Like insanity.
Yeah, fucking freedom of speech isn't even a thing anymore.
Not on those platforms, I guess. But so so you start to gain a buzz. You said like on TikTok, and then when did you really start to get introduced to? Because you mentioned like Kid Boo, Smiles. Were they reaching out to you? Were you reaching out to them?
I was mostly reaching out to them and Smiles. We had there's this guy who makes like cover arts and stuff on Instagram, and he would make like fan art of me and make fan art of Smiles and stuff. So that's
Hmm.
actually how I found out about Smiles was through that guy. And I reached out to Smiles. Kid Boo, he commented on one of my posts like one time. And that's like I knew about him before then, but that was like kind of piqued my interest in him. I was like, all right, let me hit him up.
Yeah.
Um, and I messaged him. I didn't get any answer from him. And then about a couple months later, I messaged his manager at the time, and his manager said that we could do a feature, and he wanted like 2 grand. And I don't, Kid Boo, 2 grand. I was like, I don't know.
Hmm.
And I was kind of like, okay, maybe. And then I just was like, I was like, I'll let you know. And then he was hitting me up. It was like November. It was like gearing up to like December of like 2021. And he was like, I'll just let you know when going into next year, it's going to be $10,000 for features. And I was like, nah, get fucked. I was like, I was
That's
like, I ain't
insane.
stupid.
Because
I
I
was
thought,
like, I was like, I
no,
was
go
like,
ahead.
2,000's too much.
Yeah, because I was thinking you were talking like the prime of his career, which once again he was like he was the real last SoundCloud rapper. I feel like, and his career was only about a month long, but then he got like exposed and blah blah blah. So maybe if like I mean, I feel like that might have gone up if like you got a music video with him, like in his prime, and see the two of you together with the pink dreads and the pink hair. But like in 2021, just the song 10,000. Holy crap, man! That's
Yeah, I was like, get fucked with that. I was like, no. I was like, I've spent some serious money on some music videos and some shit. Like I've put a lot of money into stuff, but I only put money into shit if I know it's gonna work. And a lot of my features that I have like now, like I've gotten some features with some decently big people for free. So I'm like, yeah, fuck that. Like spending that much money is ridiculous.
yeah.
Like
So
because I don't really believe like paying for features too much. Like if it's like somebody big, maybe, but like. I don't know. It's too much money to spend for like so little return sometimes.
yeah, and like you said, it's like really if you want those features, like you kind of got to have the visuals to go with it. So then it's like and get them to reshare it. And a lot of times, like you buy the feature and like you get it, but it's like they don't say like, "Yo, I'm on this song with this dude." You know what I mean? Like that's the worst part.
Yeah, and a lot of people that I do work with are like people that I'm friends with. Like because like I'll do shit with them. We'll do a music video together, and it's like on some homie shit. But they also have numbers like I do, so it helps out.
Yeah. Is there anybody, any of your homies that you want to like shout out or like that I might know or?
I don't know. Are you familiar with who Fat Marlowe is?
No, can't say I do, but he's
Okay, he's decently big in like Pennsylvania. He's coming up. He's from like, Pittsburgh. He's dope as fuck. He's got like a couple million views and shit. He's dope.
damn.
But yeah, me and him are homies. We did a song together. It got like 109,000 views. That shit was dope. Um, most of the people I'm working with right now are like mostly my friends, so it's probably people you've never heard of. But I did recently talk to Stitches not that long ago.
Oh
He hit me. Yeah,
yeah,
I could show you this shit if you want to. Like he hit me up and he said like keep like he's like said what up gangsta like keep going and I was like hell yeah like it was totally just like out of nowhere
hmm.
like he just hit me up because like I'd never tried to like contact him or reach out to him ever and he said that and I was like that's dope because I remember I used to do like construction work with my dad, like tiling and like stuff like that.
Yeah,
And I remember like stitches would just be on in the background because my dad would play like a lot of like Jelly Roll, Stitches, Struggle, stuff like that. So stitches would always come on, and I was like, I was always fuck with stitches. So like that just felt like a really reassuring moment. I was like, hell yeah, because I really do fuck with stitches.
yeah, because that's because that's crazy. Because it's like, where's bro even been for the past couple of years? Like I haven't seen him posting anything. Like I used to follow along with him, but he's kind of like in the background now. So
Yeah, recently he's been posting that he's gonna make a comeback. So I'm really hoping to see it because I feel like despite the controversies, despite like what people say about him, like in my personal opinion, his music's fucking dope.
yeah, I agree.
Like he's got some good ass songs. Like he's got a song called "Gangsta Forever." That shit is a fucking slap. I don't care what anybody says. That shit is like fucking. That's a lot better than a lot of shit I hear now. Like I hear some, like my music. I'm not trying to like say that my music has a lot of room for improvement. I have a long way to go, and I have music that's not released right now that's a lot better. But like Stitches, like he got a bad rap. Like his music is a lot better than some of the shit I be hearing now. I be hearing some shit and I'm like, oh fucking Christ.
Yeah, because I just think he might have been a little bit ahead of his time because he was around like I think 2014, 2015, and he had like all the face tats and he was yelling and stuff. And I think people were just like, "Well, we're not ready for this yet." I remember he made a video back in the day calling out 6ix9ine
Yeah,
and being like, "You basically took my whole fucking swag." I'm like, "Kind of, yeah, a little bit, yeah."
yeah, he did. I remember him and the fucking Florida Joker got into it too because they were like saying like who did what first and like who did the stitches, like who did that
Oh,
first and shit. I don't even know which one of them did it first for real. I think it was Stitches that did it first,
I think it was.
but
I think it was too, yeah. But that was when
I know.
Florida Joker wasn't even like famous, right? When they were beefing.
Yeah, I don't think he not yet. Like, he actually followed me and he views my stories. That shit's crazy too.
Damn, that'd be
Like,
cool connection. He can't really rap, but like that'd be kind of dope. Put you guys
yeah,
together.
I was thinking about fucking just going down to Florida and saying fuck it because I'm going down to Florida, because they got a tour coming up, so I'm going down to Florida for a few shit. So I should probably hit him up and be like, "Dude, let's make some content. Let's get some shit going."
Yeah. So where are you like either from or like located now? You're not in Florida.
No, I was born in Canton, Ohio, and I still live in Canton, Ohio.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, because like
it's
look.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great, but I mean, Trippy Red's from here. Marilyn Manson's from here. So I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's an okay place.
Ohio has like a super diverse like music scene. I find like you never know what you're gonna get. Like you got Little B, like he's from there, right? Like Trippy, like
Yeah,
all that. It's like it's so strange, so diverse. But yeah, I would have thought you would be from Florida just by looking at you, I guess. But like now, I think it's kind of spread out. So
yeah, I do got that crazier look. Um, but yeah, a lot of people don't expect me to be from Ohio. But I mean, Ohio's cool. I mean, it's just there's no earthquakes. It's not boiling hot. So it's really not that bad. I just feel like the only problem is like the studio I go to. Like if you watch some of my music videos, like the quality is good. Like I go to a really good studio in Ohio, but it's located in like Youngstown,
hmm,
so it's about like an hour drive from me. But there's not a whole lot for the music scene.
hmm,
Like it's not Florida, it's not Texas, it's not LA. There's not a whole lot here.
yeah.
That kind
So
of holds me back a little bit.
how is it going to the studio? Do they like recognize you right when you walk in? Is it like super professional, or is it more like, people are smoking in the studio and like doing shit like that?
Oh yeah, everybody's always smoking all the time. Some of the producers get mad because it's like it fucks with the microphone and shit, and they're like, "Stop doing that shit."
Yeah,
But yeah, my studio my studio is super professional. Like all the models that are in my videos, like they all have to sign paperwork and stuff like that. Like it's all very legit, and it's all like they got some cool ass shit. Like, I got a music video coming soon. And it was like my biggest budget ever, and that shit looks crazy. They got a rain machine and shit. Like I had the model dancing with me, and it just everything that they do is just so fucking dope. And it's a big ass studio. There's two of them. There's one in Warren, Ohio, and one in Youngstown, and they're owned by the same person. So shout out. It's called Nexus Sound Studio. It's fucking dope as shit. If you're in the
yeah,
Ohio area, for anybody watching, dope as fuck. But yeah, no, everybody knows me there. Like I'm there so often. Like I was like on a weekly basis. I'm there doing something. So they know me like I was that weird pink haired kid, like just walking around doing weird shit.
yeah. So you shoot all your music videos at the place you record your music too, for the most part.
Yeah, so like they're kind of like all around service. Like they got me right on everything.
Damn. So you shouldn't have told anybody about that because you got all you had that like all going on, and now there's gonna be other
Yeah.
people coming in trying to
They,
take
they,
over.
they work with a lot of people, but surprisingly, they still make a lot of time for me because I feel like I am one of their like I put a lot of money in their pockets because I'm there constantly. Like because like my producer said like that I'm the like out of everybody he's worked with, I'm the person he's done the most music videos with, like for one individual person. Because I just like constantly I drop video after video, and like I'm sitting on like five unreleased music videos like right now, and I'm just waiting to like drop them.
Yeah, that's super dope because that's like I feel like that's something that people forget a lot now. They're like, I don't get why my music's not popping off. This isn't working. It's like you just got to do music videos. Like I'm pretty sure both Little Loda and NLE Chopper started right off with like music videos, and then all of a sudden, like second, third song, they're already blowing up because people can see them. They vibe with the music more. It's a huge part of it.
Yeah, because it helps me grab attention on Instagram and TikTok more when I got like a crazy visual to go with it. Because if you just hear the music, like it sounds different, but then if you hear it and see like how I look, then it's even like, what the fuck is even that?
Yeah,
It's for some people.
I,
Some
I,
people fucking love this shit.
I think it really works out because like I started listening to it and like you had like the more like fruity instrumental, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like some more poppy stuff, and then you just come it in, and you're just like, I'm like, whoa, like it definitely catches your attention, and then you want to listen through because you're like, oh fuck, like this is crazy. So, but I do want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go back a little bit in time. So like, you said you started making music with a collective. Like around what age where did you start like really getting into actual rap as opposed to like trying to be a rock star and play guitar?
Yeah, so I wanted to be a rock star when I was like that was more like 9, 10 through like all the way till 14. 14 is when I started making my first rap music with two other people. And it really didn't go too long. That lasted like we started in 2017. So like I was doing this shit right when all of like the SoundCloud rappers coming up. That's like I hate it now when people are like, oh, you like you're just trying to bite some shit that's already dead. I'm like, no, like I literally started at the time when everything was happening.
Yeah,
I just was too young to make anything happen, really. Like I didn't go on Dr. Phil and get some, I didn't get nothing. I had to work for every single thing that I have. Like I had to go to my little McDonald's job when I was younger. I had to get everything like myself.
yeah,
So yeah, I was about 14. It was 2017, And I say it went on to about almost like like the end of 2018, and then 2019. I just like because at first I was like, okay, that was cool, that was something. I'm just gonna I'm not gonna go any further. And then it was yeah, it was 2019. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be a solo artist. And then 2019 is when I got this mask. And then once I started adopting a lot of the traits that people still see now, but like I literally have like my channel. Like if you go on it, like the oldest video says a year, but I've had that channel for like 7 years, and there was like 6 years of videos like that are just all deleted.
Yeah.
That's why like people like somebody threw around the industry plant because they just think that I just popped up. I'm like, no, I got some success from like good shit, and I deleted all the bad shit.
Yeah.
It's just what people don't see.
Were you so like right from the gate? Was it Little Pink? Was that your name, or what, did you kind of like transition into like when did the pink hair and like you said the mask came in at a certain point, but did you have the pink hair before that?
No, so it was my name was always Lil Pink.
Hmm.
The mask came in 2019, and then the hair came in 2021.
Yeah. Okay. So that's fairly recent, and then you started popping on TikTok, and so was it kind of like you said they were kind of doing funny shit? So was it kind of like meme rap at a certain point, or?
Yeah, it was literally like the dumbest. Like, just think of like the most awful, vile. Like, and what's funny is like this is a new Discord account that I made, but like I had a Discord account at the time. We had a server and like shit. Like we were just edgy, fucking kids. We were just
Yeah.
edgy as fuck, just screaming on the microphone, like just saying the most absurd shit that would get you so canceled so quick if you released it like right now. Just being absurd, just
Uh.
screaming,
Yeah.
saying dumbass shit. Just like it's not like I wanted to say Young Gravy, but Young Gravy's actually good. Like Young Gravy's like an actual good artist. It was not good. It was horrible, but it was supposed to be horrible. Like it was supposed to be funny and just stupid, and it grabbed a lot of attention. Like I remember we were in school, and people would wear our dumbass T-shirts that we had and shit. Like it was funny. Like I still actually have some of the T-shirts to this day. They're not the best, but
Yeah.
but yeah, it caught on though. Like even at that time, I caught on at school. Like, it didn't have a large online presence, but it still was always attention grabbing in some way. And then it took me a long time to like start getting like better musically because I feel like I've always been a good writer and stuff like that, but like it took a while for like the vocals and stuff to really start getting better. And even then, still a lot of room to improve.
Yeah. So when you say like you deleted the older music, it wasn't necessarily that you were like embarrassed by it. It was more like you were afraid, like, oh shit, I'm gonna get canceled with the type of shit that I was saying.
Some of it, like the stuff that I made with them, yeah, that stuff I would have got canceled for, but the other stuff was just the other stuff is it literally sounds like almost like the music I make now, but the problem is I produced a lot of it like on a fucking Chromebook.
Hmm.
Like it wasn't good. Like it didn't sound the best. Like it sounded okay, but it wasn't great. So then I was like, once I started transitioning and I put out like my first debut studio album and I had like all kinds of big name features on it and stuff. That was like when I was like, okay, like I don't want people going on my Spotify. I don't want people going on my YouTube and seeing shitty work. I want them to only see the best possible quality stuff.
Yeah.
And so I had to, and then a lot of also like I own like most of my like all my instrumentals now. Like I own them. I pay for them. Like I have friends that make them for me. A lot of the other ones were taken off of YouTube too. Like, cause at that time I don't have a lot of money, so it's just like you just taking stuff off of YouTube, and that's what still people do that now. And there's no harm in it in the short run, but eventually, if you want to start making money, you can't profit off of somebody else's shit because it's not morally okay. And then also, eventually, it's gonna catch up to you if you get bigger. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I gotta get rid of all that shit, and I gotta start owning my instrumentals, and I just gotta start being more professional. Because for a while, I was just a dumb kid making music, and then eventually, I started getting more business minded. I was like, okay, I gotta turn this into an actual legitimate business and make money, and I gotta make moves, and I can't just be doing dumb shit like that.
Yeah. Because it could be potentially like you blow up with a song that you made on a type beat, like, and it's like it's free, but then it blows up and the producer's like, oh, now you got to pay me, and then you might have to like cut royalties to them, or they might be able to like claim all the money off of it. And I definitely get what you mean because they're like it would be terrible if like people notice you and then the first thing they click on is like an older song. So I guess that's why a lot of artists like they keep like the older music on SoundCloud. So it's like okay, like you can see I came from somewhere, But even that, you're probably like, I don't want anybody having their first impression of me being like dog shit.
Yeah, and then what I like to do too, and I feel like that's also where I fuck myself with the industry plant allegations, is because I like to look mysterious. Like, I
Yeah,
like to look to like mysterious, like where'd this guy come from? Like, there's not really a lot on the internet about me, and it's intentional. Like I try to keep it somewhat, but like I've been doing more interviews as of recent, like in the last year. Like I think this is like I think like the seventh interview
yeah,
I've done over like the last year. Like I've been doing like a lot, like I've been going to, like actual like studios and sitting down doing podcasts and shit. Like, because before I'd always like I would never do it before just because I just don't want people knowing too much. But like as a more recent, I've been trying to become more like human, like I mean, because I've always tried to like just like portray like a character on the internet. Because Lil Pink really at its basis is like a character and like a and then I have more music that's coming that's more like real. So I'm trying to like my Eminem, Slim Shady like kind of shit. So I'm trying to just connect with people more and get people to know more who I actually am, and not so much who Lil Pink is.
yeah. Because I think Smiles said something like that too. He was like, you try to not engage with what people are saying, but he's like, if I don't explain myself, then I'm not gonna be like people are gonna be able to take control of the narrative. So definitely
Yeah,
makes
and that
sense.
shit does suck when that happens. Because with me, it's like as much as I wish I was an industry plant, like and then Smile said in that interview that like his family had money. Like I don't even got that. Like I don't got shit. Like literally just got to do all of it. Like I don't fucking now I'm to the point where music is like my job. Like I do a lot of shows and I do a lot of shit, but it took so much energy and so much effort and so much working dumbass jobs to get to this point. Like luckily I didn't have to do it for like years. Like Tom McDonald, for example, like blew up when he was like 30. Like I didn't have to go that long,
Hmm.
but it's just heartening when you're like, and I'm not to Tom McDonald's level. I'm not making that kind of money. I'm making money to put food on the table and go to Florida and go to places I want to go.
Yeah, which
I'm making that kind of money.
can't complain. And it's like, it is crazy that Smiles gets such a bad rap because like, oh, he's a rich guy, but it's like people don't realize how many of these people like that their parents actually do have money. Like it's okay to cry. His parents are rich. Like Jumix, I've heard his parents are rich. It's like it's some people are just better at masking it. I don't know. It's all about impression too, right?
Yeah, and for me, it's like I don't see any shame in it. I wish somebody would have like helped me out a little bit. That would have been dope.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
there's no shame in it. I mean, like if you can get the help, why fucking not?
Yeah, it comes down to the fact that like even if you nobody helps you and you do it like organically, you're gonna get to a point where you actually start making good money, and then all of a sudden your fans are like, "Oh, now you're making now it's for the money." You know what I mean? When your work is so it's like you can't win no matter what. You know?
Yeah, you really can't. Because somebody will say something always about fucking something like some way. Like you could make you got the most clean cut record, most clean cut everything, and somebody will still tear it apart.
Yeah. So when did it like the touring start? Like, cause you said you were kind of blowing up a little bit with like TikTok stuff. So were you getting booked for shows before that? After that?
After that. Because before, nobody wanted to put me on a show. They're like, Lil Pink, who the fuck is that? Like, I wasn't getting booked on nothing. And then I did like two shows with somebody that I was friends with at the time. And there was a decent turnout. That's when like, I was just starting to like blow up a little bit. So there was a decent turnout for both shows. And then I didn't do any shows for a long period of time because of actually a relationship I was in. That shit was not ideal. But so yeah, I didn't do shows for a while, and then I came back, did my third show, and that shit was crazy because like I think there was like 500 people there. Like I opened up for somebody.
Yeah.
You know what Twisted is?
Yeah. The Juggalo guys. Right?
Yeah, I love Twisted.
Yeah.
But actually, I got a song with Jamie Madrox, the lead singer.
Yeah.
That shit was dope. And that was one of the free features I got. So I was like, if I can get Jamie Madrox for free, I'm not paying somebody like Kid Buu because Kid Buu can't get 500 people to show up to his show.
Nah. Has he done shows? Like what the fuck? Maybe.
He's done like festivals and stuff, but he hasn't done like his own shows.
Yeah, exactly. But you're like headlining, and you said you're even going on like a full on tour.
Yeah, and like that was crazy. Like I did my first ever headlining show this year, and so far I've done well not this year. I mean last year. Like I forget that we're already in 2024, even
Mm,
though we're like 3 4 months in.
yeah,
But yeah, but no, I did four headlining shows last year, and then now I'm touring with my friends this year, and it's just crazy because I never thought that I like. Well, it sounds like I'm doubting myself too much, but like I just never thought when I first started making music that I would be doing headlining shows at like decently big venues, and that people would actually be showing up.
yeah. You,
Like every show I do, it keeps progressing and keeps getting more and more. Like my first show that I did, it was just me, like my name, no, like there was my friends that were openers, but there was no big names on it, just my name,
yeah,
like, and that was it, just all my show. And I think there was about like 85 people in the crowd, and that's not a lot, but for 85 people to take their time to come see your show, and that's your first headlining show ever, that's pretty good because I mean, you got people like Smoke Perp that will pull 15 people and they have all this backing. So like
yeah,
that was a moment to me where I was like, God, I'm actually doing something.
yeah.
That's
And,
where like it really set in.
and when you're like a the thing with Smoke Perp that's always like people say about it is the reason that people don't show up for his shows is that I guess he'll like show up, it's super expensive, and then he'll be like right high, fucking high on drugs and stuff. He'll perform like a couple X songs, a little pump song. He doesn't even perform his own music. Then he just walks out, and that's like a big thing I hear. Like a lot of these big time performers, you're paying all this money to go to the concert. They'll do like like three songs. They're late, and it's like so. I think that's why people are starting to appreciate the more like underground shows because people actually show up. They put in the work. They like perform like a whole album. You know?
Yeah, because I just did a show in December, not that long ago. And I had COVID and I was not feeling too hot. Like I almost wanted to bring a trash can on stage because I just was not feeling good. But I got on that stage, like I was yelling, I was jumping. I did 12 songs.
Yeah.
I did a back bend, so this back bend with one hand. It was holding myself up, fucking screaming into the microphone. And I
Mm.
did all that while still on COVID. I felt like complete garbage for like, 2 or 3 days after that. But it was worth it because people, they spent their time, energy, and money to come to that show. So I did the absolute most that I could.
Yeah. That's a great way to have it. And like if you had brought the garbage can on stage and you had puked in it, like probably would have been an iconic moment anyways. So Lil Peep did
Probably
that
would
one
have been.
time. So
Oh, you did? Okay, I didn't even know about that.
yeah. All right, sweet. So is there any you got any producers, collaborators, anybody that you want to like give a shout out to, and also anything upcoming besides the tour, like album wise, you know?
Yeah, so I got an album. It's called Shit Icon. It comes out, I think it's January 16th. It's a very short album, 8 songs, but it's for anybody who likes my darker shit. And then after that, I'm hoping to follow it up with a softer album. And I got a feature from Candy Bars. She's a Dayton, Ohio artist. But she's dope. Like the song, that's like it's called Candy Coated. I feel like that's my best song I've ever made.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't like my music, but I really do like that song. I have so much confidence in it. Like I feel like I was very on beat. Which is something I've struggled with in the past. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm very on beat. I feel like my voice was very like powerful on it. Like I feel like I really carried myself on it. And then her verse is very funny and like, it just works very well. And then let's shout out to my producer Keith Kelly. He does all of my songs. Like I don't cheat on my boy. He does all my music. He does all my music. He does all my videos. Like it's like me and him. But then there's a whole crew of people. Like when we do music videos, there's a set dresser who like will come, like she'll run on there and like start brushing the girl's hair, the model's hair and stuff. Like we have a whole team and a whole crew. But me and Keith, like we sit there, like I come up with the videos and he comes up with like how to pull them off, and we just do everything together. So yeah, shout out to him and just you know and I appreciate you, man. Like giving me a platform and just everything. And I appreciate what you do because you make good shit and it's just dope.
Appreciate you. And for sure, like in 6 months or something, when you're a little bit farther on, if you want to come back again and we'll catch up with you, that'd be super dope. And
I appreciate that, man.
yeah, for sure. And Now that you got the interview, now you got to charge Kid Boo $10,000 for a
Yeah,
feature.
I do. I gotta hit that boy up.
Yeah,
That's absurd.
that's
Oh my
crazy.
god.
No, well, for sure. All right, thanks for coming out. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
All you have a good night.